Hi there. I am going to be doing a demonstration of one of my favorite eye looks, and then I'm also going to be demonstrating how to put on the 3D mascara so that you can avoid that kind of spidery look and still have the dramatic effect without looking like Tammy Faye Baker. So what I'm going to start with is I already have my base makeup on, the foundation and all that, and I have a primer on my eyelids to keep the shadows sticking. I'm going to be using the palette number 2. I also have my palette number 3 on the way, so I can't use that today. And I'm also going to be using the Splurge Cream Shadow. It is in the Tenacious. It's kind of a glittery dark gold look to it. And because my other palette is still en route, I'm going to have to be using a slightly different color for the transition color, but otherwise it'll all be the Younique palette here. So the first thing I'm starting with is, let's see, the brushes that I'm going to be using. I have my cream shadow brush here. It's a rounded end brush, but it's also a little bit firmer. Brush bristles, it's not fluffy and soft. I'll also be using a blending brush here, a nice fluffy soft one. A little bit larger angled blending brush as well. And then here an angled shadow brush that isn't quite as stiff on the end. And then also a foam tip brush for application. And then my favorite brush so far that I've found for applying the cream shadow is this little kind of more stiff peaked brush. And it's actually supposed to be a concealer brush, but it works really well for the Splurge eyeshadow, cream eyeshadow. So I'm going to start with the Romantic. It's kind of a nice light color, and that's going to go in the corners of my eyelid, the inner corners. And I'm just going to start with doing one eye. And kind of blend it out further, and then you'll see the difference between the two eyes. Then we're going to do, in the center of the eyelid there, we're going to do the Hopeless. It's kind of a lighter shimmery gray. Okay, and you can kind of see that it's, it hasn't been blended well yet. So then you take the fluffy blending brush, and I like to blend it from the inner corner with the lighter to the dark, blending it lighter to dark. Okay, and then I am going to do the Perplexed, which is a much darker shimmery gray color. And that's going to go on the outer edges of the lid. So it's going to look kind of silly right now, but then this is where the transition color comes into play. This particular transition color is actually kind of almost an orangey look to it. I don't know if you can see it well there, but it's kind of an orangey look. And again, it's a transition color, so it's just going to help kind of blend things in. And the most important thing when you're doing eyeshadow is the proper amount of blending. So now I'm taking the large fluffy brush and blending in that transition color. So And then I'm going to add a bit more of that dark gray, that perplexed. Okay, and then, let's see, get my other brush here. And then it's going to be a matter of getting that blended in appropriately so it doesn't look choppy. Okay, so you can kind of see how that looks there. Now, my favorite thing is so far we've used the color here for the inner corner. This is that mid-range color. And over here, the perplexed is that kind of darker gray color. Now this one over here, Preppy, is a black. And I like to use this as my eyeliner. And you can just smudge it along the waterline, or as dramatic a look as you kind of want. So there's that. And the last thing that I like to do is a bit of a shimmery highlight on the brow bone. And then kind of blend that in just a little bit. So there's that. Looks kind of silly without the other eye done, but you can kind of see, and that's one of my favorite looks. There's a lot of different colors that are used, but if you blend it properly, it ends up looking pretty good, and it's not that hard. So thanks. I will do the mascara demonstration a little later.